I already screwed it up. What's up, everybody?
No, let's do it again.
What? You're right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? No,
that was wrong too. Let's try. You know what? Less.
Okay.
It's so sad and it's so real.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Jason Collings here with my co-host
John Campanelli.
and you are watching the first episode of So Sad and So Real. It's so sad and so real.
Guys, I caved. I fought doing a podcast for a while.
I battled him on this, David. I battled him on this for so long.
But I caved. I didn't really want to...
I don't know why, because we had this conversation so many times. And I go, John, because let me tell you right now, John's like insight and his point of view on things is almost genius level. And let me tell you how well I know him. The fact that I said almost, guarantee it pissed him off.
Well, I think I went like that immediately.
But I always said, John, you have so much to say, dude. You got to do a podcast.
And for so long, we have this joke about things being so sad and so real.
Because we have some amazing conversations.
So sad. We're just like, that's so sad and so real.
That is so sad, but so real. I think in one of our conversations, we were talking about something that was really, and here's the thing, being comics, most of the time when we talk about sad things together on the phone, immediately we're laughing.
It's so funny.
We're laughing. But I had to remind you, God, that's so real, but it's so sad, but so real.
And especially right now, sign of the times, a lot of things are just so sad and so real. The world is ending. And I'm kidding.
You are kidding, but you kind of think it too.
No, I just think everything's like crazy right now. But it's good. We're gonna laugh at it.
Hey, Jason Collings here from So Sad and So Real. Make sure you to continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, wherever it is that you download your favorite audio podcast. If you want to look at our beautiful faces, go to our official YouTube channel. And when you're there, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when something new is coming your way. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the episode. When you say everything's crazy right now, you're talking about pretty much not just the political world, not just your personal life, but like everything. Like shit is crazy.
Yeah, I just think everything is. Well, it all ties together, and
who do you think? Who do you think the culprit is behind?
Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump's destroyed the world.
Here's where I'm going to disagree. No, I do agree that he's destroying the world, but I don't think it is Donald Trump. What I think is social media, because it's social media that allowed Trump to become president. Actually, yeah, that's actually giving him too much credit to say it's just Donald Trump. We were headed down a bad road, social media. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg. You know how I feel about Zuckerberg. It's like I do know exactly how you feel this guy is I mean, he's evil, and we all forget that social media is to line a few people's pockets. Right.
We forget that.
Well, you don't.
I do not.
And I don't.
And you don't.
But as a people, we forget.
Well, that's why we so many conversations we have about how with comedy, like we talk about, it's like these apps are not designed for comedy, right?
No.
So and they're not, the algorithms aren't tastemakers. And that's where we really have a lot of business conversations, you and I, about what to do, you know?
Because the business is flipped. It's completely different.
Yeah.
The comedy business that you and I have, and I've said this on other podcasts, the comedy business that you and I got in doesn't exist.
Right.
The only thing that still exists from it are the jokes that we tell and write. Is our personal art, but less people. There's what for some people is an easy way into this business. For guys like us that have been around before that, and we put all our energy into the art form, it's kind of an obstacle.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize too is, then they'll say, well, things change, you have to adapt.
Yeah, which is true.
To a degree.
People used to think that color TV was a passing fad.
Right. But comedy, since the beginning of comedy, essentially, was always the same in that you had to be funny and good. Right. That was always like that
was the first box checked.
And it was sacred. There was a sacredness to that. Yep. To where and it takes a long time to get good. Mm-hmm. And so that, like the social media aspect was kind of coming, and then COVID exasperated it.
Yeah.
You know, we started seeing it. I mean, I started seeing, you know, when Vine, YouTube, but when Vine was really, in my opinion, the first thing.
Oh, Vine was. Here's the thing that pissed me off about Vine. When it first started and we first started doing it, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun.
And it was this little side thing. Then it became these YouTube kids that were like doing this overacting slapsticky stuff.
And then for 6 seconds, blah, 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 blah.
Right,
And then that
exactly.
was,
They all of a sudden started having careers. There were Vine homes, there were Vine houses.
I will say, though, I will say the comedy clubs did not just let them in.
Right.
And that was a
Exactly.
big deal. The clubs were still like, cool,
No.
6-second app.
Right. And here's why. And here's the thing, it's sad to say, it wasn't because they were holding on to they were like being precious about comedy. It wasn't that at all.
Right.
It's because those kids can't come in here and buy food and drinks because most of the people that were fans of Vine were under 18.
Mm-hmm.
I never, a buddy of mine.
Oh, interesting. It was a very young app, yeah.
Yeah, Rye Dune. My buddy Ryan, do you remember Rye?
I know him, yeah.
Rye got huge on Vine.
Uh-huh.
And Rye was in Arizona one time when I was there, so I had him. I had another comic featuring for me, and he told me, "Hey, Rye's in town. Can he do a guest spot?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm friends with Rye."
Right.
So the show comes, and
I haven't talked to him in a while.
and the guy. So the show comes, the night comes, and the show is happening, and it's packed. Now, mind you, this is a club in Arizona that doesn't exist anymore, where I kind of held a record for most attendance of shows. And so I knew it was
Can we fact check that?
Yeah, yes, we can. We do. We knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be good. So the show's there, and I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm standing on the side, looking at a full club for my headlining nights, and the guy featuring for me stands next to me, and he goes, "Good thing we got Rye on the show, huh?" And I went, "Okay,
Right.
That was a little insulting." Now, Ryan gets on stage, and he says, "I'm on an app called Vine. Is anybody familiar with it?" Like 2 or 3 claps, maybe.
Right.
And I looked at the feature. I go, "This is my crowd. Like,
Right.
get it." And here's the people that came to see Ryan. It was really cute, actually. But when the show let out, there was like 5 or 6 teenage girls sitting on the curb waiting for the show to let out so that they can meet Ryan.
Right.
See, that's why the clubs were like, no. Because they're like, we
I have
can't
a similar story.
We can't get anything out
I
of
have
it.
a similar story. And I'm not gonna say it was actually like the guy, and he actually has worked hard and he's gotten good, and he actually had been doing comedy longer than people realize. But he got big doing. He had a couple sketches go viral. This was probably like 2018ish, but he was really just doing open mics. And then anyway, I was doing. You're gonna make fun of the name. It was Woo Ha Ha Comedy Club in Worcester, Massachusetts.
What am I going to make fun of, the name of the town or the name of the club? Worcester.
Both, but Woo Ha Ha Comedy
Woo
Club.
Ha Ha in Worcester.
And it was I had a weekend, and it was 2000. I want to say 18.
2018.
I want to say 2018.
Cool.
It wasn't actually 2018 was kind of, or we were, but whatever. 2018, and I had a 5-show weekend. And look, most of the shows were like half full, a little more, whatever.
Yeah.
I crushed. Like I had a really good weekend.
I believe that.
And
Sorry, you're right. That was mean. That was mean for no reason.
What I want to know is, do you not believe that?
Do I think you crushed on stage?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was and I want to hear you say it 3. I want you to say it into a mirror
John.
3 times.
Say
Because then I appear.
John Campanelli crushed. Campanelli crushed. Campanelli.
Yep.
And you're behind me over my
Yep.
shoulder going, "I told you so."
The mic wire.
That's going to be like a new game at sleepovers. Let's play Campanelli crushed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a little over half full each room. It was like, fine.
2018, you said.
Yeah, and I did really well. And it's a little bit different than your story, but it's the same kind of sentiment. Mm-hmm. The guy who was there the weekend before, they added a show, so we had 6 sold out shows. Mm. And what the club said to me is, "Man, this weekend was really refreshing." And I was like, "Why?" Because they were still comedy purist was around. They said,
"Yeah,
you were so good this weekend. We had so-and-so last weekend. It was so bad. Like, the guy just didn't know how to do stand-up."
Yeah.
And they were talking about, there was a PowerPoint that went on at one point or something that he brought He was just not doing stand-up. And they go, but the thing that was annoying is that they were sold out and people actually
I think I know who it is.
Were actually waiting. They were wrapped around the corner. They didn't laugh during his set, but then wanted to take pictures, buy his T-shirts. Yep. And they were like...
Well, if you remember the Vine days, a lot of the clubs were doing 4 p.m. shows for these kids so the kids can come. And I asked one of the managers, I think it was Irvine Improv at the time, I says, what are they doing on stage for an hour? He goes, an hour? He goes, it's maybe 15 to 20 minutes of like Q&A, and then the rest of the hour is the parents walking their kids up to get a picture and an autograph with them.
It's just at the end of the day...
Influencer shows.
The end of the day... You just hit a great... It should be just called an influencer show. At the end of the day, I don't like that they're trying to... My issue is not to be bitter about... My issue is that they're combining that with stand-up. Like, the comedy clubs need to... These aren't stand-up shows, right? That... Like, what that guy has turned into a stand-up, actually, he's actually pretty good, and I get a lot of respect, and he wanted to do stand-up, and he kept going, and he kept going.
I can only think of a few comics that were doing PowerPoint.
I'm not going to say it was because I like him, and I actually respect what he's done.
Jeff Foxworthy.
It was Jeff Foxworthy. But you can't call it... My qualm is calling it stand-up when it's not stand-up.
Right.
Right? Because what we do is so difficult. And it's so...
And we've talked about why people think they can do it. Because when guys that are men and women that have been doing something...
By
Meminin.
Yeah, by Memmin.
Men and women that have been doing something for a long period of time, once you get good at it, you make it look easy.
Yeah.
So people see what we're doing, they're like, I can do that because we're making it look easy.
Yeah.
It ain't that easy.
No, actually, if you look at someone and they make it look easy, that's actually the hardest.
Right.
You know, so that's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
It's like that takes years. And it just takes years, and I'm never going to back down from to be good at stand-up where people leave the show. But then you got to go, do you guys even want a good show anymore? That's where you guys got to pick a lane, because a lot of you feel like you don't even want a good show.
Right.
You know, you
just want to look at a famous person?
And they just want to go to an event. And look, I get it. People want to be part of something. So if you can get popular, and popularity is now being confused with talent.
Right.
And it's not. You're good at marketing, and you got popular, or whatever you did to get popular.
Figured out how to use the app.
Good. But, you know, they just can't be confused any longer. We have to go, this person's popular, this person's a stand-up. And you know, and people have to decide, like, do you want? But that's why it's this culture. And that is where the dumbing down of social media and just the Trump administration, how dumb they've gotten and dumbed us down. I mean, we're turning into Idiocracy.
Yeah, we're already there. We're almost already there. It's insane.
You know, can I tell you something? A really funny. So
what if you were like, can I tell you something off the record?
Yeah.
Hey, can you shut this down for just a second?
These fucking people. I you know, in the 90s, here's the thing. We have been headed towards not liking things that are great for some time now. And I don't...
Is it not liking them or having no idea it exists?
No. It's the ego of when reality TV came out, people confused reality TV stars with like actual talented actors. Right. That started to happen. Mm-hmm. So now you have like reality stars walking around like
you have a reality star in the White House.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so a talented actor, I mean, that's so... some of these guys and these women...
It took a long time.
And they're so good, so vulnerable. It's such an art form. And then to confuse them with reality stars was like kind of the first level. Then you go down to like American Idol, America's Got Talent, all these talent shows where people slowly started to vote for people that had a hard life, was missing a limb.
We need a story. We need
a story. They weren't going for what we think the best is.
Right.
Slowly our culture started to hate on people that were great or good because it wasn't the everyday man.
Right.
And like I like Jordan, by all stories, wasn't really a great guy.
Michael Jordan.
Great
basketball player.
But in the 90s, no one cared. They were like,
also in the 90s, we didn't get all these sneak peeks into their real life. There was privacy. You had a private life, and then you had your professional in front of everybody.
There was the mystery behind the celebrity.
There's none of that now.
We loved. But
people are posting their auditions on their social medias. By the way, that's not meaning they got the part. They're just showing, look what I did today. I auditioned for this thing.
Which is And
then I think about the legality of that. Is that legal to do? Because you're reading someone's written word on these
thought about that.
auditions for a thing that hasn't even come out yet that you're probably not going to get or didn't get.
And probably didn't even really audition for.
Maybe.
Just found the side somewhere.
Right. And that's another thing. People are auditioning from home now. They don't have to go into the room and stand in front of the actual professionals that have been doing this for 20, 30 years.
But what I was saying, in the 90s, we loved Jordan. No one said anything bad about everyone. Everyone was like, Jordan's great. And if you didn't like him, it was
the only Jordan we saw was the Jordan that we were only that we could only see.
But the point I'm making is that like he was so great that we just loved that he was that great. Mm-hmm. People were like, he's so great, we're not going to like hate on this because we love to see things that are almost better than us. It's like inspirational. Yeah. LeBron, say what you want about LeBron, and he's not one of my favorites, but he's going to go down as one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
And he did some like cheesy stuff, sure. But LeBron's never been like arrested. He's by all accounts been a pretty decent guy.
Yeah. I mean, his kid is on his team.
Yeah, good father.
Good job raising your kid.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Seriously. Since the beginning, we hated on LeBron.
Right. Wonder why? I didn't.
Because the culture shifted to already starting to hate greatness. If LeBron was around in the 90s, we would have loved him.
Right.
And prior, 90s, 80s, you know. But when he got into the league, we had already began this culture shift of not liking things that are actually good. Right. And we saw them as, because you're good, we don't need to support you because you seemingly have it all.
It's that must be nice attitude.
Yes.
Must be nice. And I want them to go, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
And I worked my ass off to get here.
It's a wonderful talent.
What do you think, I'm here by luck?
It's like it's almost a cultural, it's almost a repression of talent across the board. It's like we don't want talent to flourish anymore. Right. And that is something that has been in the works for a while, and now it's full-fledged here.
Right. And in comedy, what's shifted big, and I experienced it on your show last night, is forever comedians' job, our job as comics is to make fun of stuff. Mm-hmm. And if you break that down, making fun, you're making it fun. Mm-hmm. You're making fun of something. Mm-hmm. And nothing's safe to be made fun of in a tasteful way, obviously.
Right, nuanced.
And not stuff. Now, like I did the bit where I talk about Gen Z.
Right.
Which if you're smart enough, you'll realize I'm kind of I'm saying that I'm the idiot in this situation when I'm talking about Gen Z. Gen Zs are this and this and that and da-da-da. So after the show, John and I go up to this table. There was this whole group of Gen Z kids that were at the show. They were great. They were great. And we introduced ourselves, and he was like, can I do this thing? And one of them goes, oh, you were hating on us. And I said, no, I wasn't. I was making fun of you. I was teasing you. There's a difference. I was joking about you. I wasn't hating on you. As a matter of fact, you guys were awesome. Best audience, best group in the room, pretty much. But Dave, they looked like a Gen Z show that failed. Like it was like they looked like they got casted to be together.
They casted it too hard to show.
David, it was hilarious. Yeah. Beautiful Asian girl, beautiful brunette girl, beautiful gay guy. And then another gay dude that was acting manly as hell with a mustache, wearing a dress. But they were like, and they had this attitude like
the perfect representation.
You're so lucky to be talking to us right now. It was really weird. And then the one gay guy's, you were hating on us. I go, I wasn't hating on you. I was
when you were up there, I was like, he's really going at, no, I'm kidding. I didn't think that at all.
Every time I go into the Gen Z stuff, depending on the audience, they're like, oh, they're going to get the love or hate this.
I think the truth is that people aren't able to sit back and let something unfold. Once they hear a topic,
they're ready.
They're ready.
They're ready to be upset. They're already upset and offended before they're upset and offended.
My style now, I will go into something knowing that the middle of it is not really going to get a laugh because they're sitting here like this. and then I'm gonna have that payoff, or and they're gonna go, oh, okay, because when I don't know how they're doing now because there's a lot going on there now, but like I really like the UK crowds because they went to a show to watch the show, so they go, okay, this person is telling a joke and let's let it unfold and get to the punchline. As soon as you open with a topic, they just get ready to like, I don't think I want him talking about this topic.
Here we go.
I'm ready to not like this. And it's also, like, you're ready to not like something you haven't even heard.
They immediately go, wait a minute. I don't think he's qualified to talk about this.
But also, it's not.
Well, I am, because I'm a human on Earth.
And also, I will say this. So that experience last night was you with Gen Z. But I don't think it's Gen Z across the board. I think it's just people, right? Because I actually like them as audience, as I think you do too. No, they're a great audience.
I don't.
But I actually have issues with people that are older. With me, I actually people with that because I think my comedy is more open-minded than people think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And
you're on stage and they see this 50-year-old guy, and they like,
do you want to do that? We were talking about how no one knows how old I am. Some people think I'm 35, and some people think I'm like 49. But yeah, I think that's a really it's for me it's actually older crowds have a problem and people my age, but I have one joke in particular that I do that's super not offensive, but as soon as I get into it, it gets like grown, and there's nothing about it.
That's grown. See, that's the thing.
It couldn't be less offensive, but I get through it, and everyone.
Grown-worthy bits have changed so much now.
Oh my god,
it's crazy. Yeah. Like first of all, if you watched a Red Fox special or Richard Pryor, it wouldn't be laughs today. It would just be groans the entire thing because the groan thing it's so. What qualifies as a grown-worthy bit now is like, so I was on the bus the other day. What?
I remember. I know one thing, and I'm not. I remember like talking about dating, if done well, and talking about like a little bit of like, women can be like this. I remember like people used to love that. Right. Women used to love those jokes. They would laugh. Oh my God, he's talking about me. And I never did anything offensive. And it was always like, kind of like true. And they would laugh at it. Like, that's how we are.
Mm-hmm. Which is okay, by the way, to be like that. You're a woman.
It's vice versa, right? So then it's like, but then now it's like, oh, you're just talking about like women. And I go, dating women. Why don't you talk about men? I go, oh, because I'm not gay. I don't date men. So like, I didn't say nowhere did I defend men because I know that men are horrible to date also. I just can't, I don't have any stories about that because I don't date men.
Because you're a straight man.
Yeah, so my dating stories are going to be about dating women. So my point of view is going to be from that of a guy who dates women.
Right.
I don't have the point of view of a guy, but they don't understand that now.
Because it's all about like me, pay attention to me. And when we learned comedy, when we learned to do stand-up, we were always told by the veterans, talk about your real life stuff.
Yeah.
Now people wanted to hear that. You're taking them in, you're telling them your story. Now they're like, talk about me.
If you go to a show...
Talk about me. I'm here, so you need to talk about me.
You're completely right.
And it's crazy. That's where the bad crowd work thing comes in. Mm-hmm. Like, now people are going to shows expecting to be part of the show. Uh-huh. And it's just ruining the art form. Or the opposite, where they don't want to be talked to, and then you're like, guys, you cannot go into these shows. You're supposed to just go into the show to just enjoy it. Yeah.
You shouldn't go in thinking this, that, or whatever. And it's just...
so many people go in ready to be offended. Wonder what this guy's going to say.
And you're right about the... Look, you bought a ticket to see a show. You didn't hire me to come into your living room.
Right.
Look, money talks. I'll come. I'll give you a private show if that's what you really want.
Yep.
When you come to a public... space and you buy a ticket where there's other people there.
Technically not a public space.
No, sorry. But I'm saying if you go to a place,
show where the public is invited.
Yeah. Where there's other members of the public there, it's not a personal show for you. So just sit back and enjoy it. Like the joke I'm talking about that gets groans, it also gets, some people just love it. And by the end of it, it usually gets laughs. But as I'm going into it, but I know how to...
Do you want to share the premise of the joke? What is it?
It's about how growing up I always dated beautiful women, and it's like and I'm so tired of it, and
I couldn't find an ugly girl if I tried.
Kind of. And then it just talks about how I just want to settle down with a nice 6 because I'm so tired. And
That's a great bit.
And then I go into the perks of it, essentially.
Yeah.
And
who was that offending?
that's the thing. It's because of the way that I look. Immediately, it's like, oh, you're going to start being mean about ugly women. And it's like, that's not at all what I'm doing. Right? So then, but they get on board. And it's fine. Like, I'm fine with it. Because we're comics and we finesse the bit and we get into it, I, over time of doing it and trial and error, have learned how to, like, I know now how to lean into it, and it does well. But for a while, and still now sometimes, you get that tension. I know how to crack the tension.
Right.
So that's what makes it funniest. But the fact that there's even any tension built up over that premise is wild to me, because I'm just talking about my life experience.
Right.
Of
and you're not exaggerating.
Women.
You're not exaggerating. You're not using like hacky stereotypes. You're telling your story.
It's a very original premise, actually.
If a guy's telling a joke on stage and he's using every hacky stereotype of that person, get the fuck off. You're offensive. But if you're telling your truth, like when I do the Gen Z jokes, I never say something that didn't happen to me dealing with a Gen Z person. Like the thing where I go, I learned this the other day, a lot. Oh, that's a lot. And then I go, let me tell you the story. And I tell the story. The story I tell is a true story.
It's so funny.
This girl is talking and talking and talking. So I finally go to this girl. I go, what's your name? And she goes, that's a lot. And I'm like, oh, is it hard to pronounce? And she said, it's Amy. And I went, that's 3 letters. That's not a lot. True story. Long Beach Laugh Factory. That happened. The only thing that I put in there is little jokes about them.
I just keep
thinking this girl had so much to say because she's been around for a decade and a half.
Right.
So but you know, that's what you call finessing it. And see, that's the thing that you said that I love when you said I learned how to finesse the joke. I think that's what's missing with a lot of these new comics.
Well, and here's what I'll say. First, I'll say in defense of the new comics, then I'm going to go into it. Everyone probably would have. Is that noise going to be a thing? No, there's a weed whacker.
Yeah, somebody's whacking their weeds.
Shut the fuck up, man!
Well, you've never whacked weeds, dude? Yeah. I whack my weed every morning.
So...
Did you hear that? Did you hear me say that? Okay, just checking.
I actually didn't. You know that I'm almost deaf in this ear?
I said, oh, you and my brother have that in common.
Do you know that I'm almost deaf in this ear?
Yeah, that one that you're tapping?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't. No, you've told me that once. I just didn't.
Can I tell you about my handicap?
You don't? Okay, now you're going to be offensive.
Can I tell you about my handicap?
Golf handicap?
It is a huge handicap to almost be deaf in one ear.
Really?
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit. Where's John's placard?
Do you know what people say to me
when
I tell them? You want to know what they do?
What?
They whisper in my ear and laugh. That's what they do when I tell them I'm almost deaf in my left ear. If someone else said to me, I'm almost deaf in my ear, and I went, psh, they'd be like, that guy's a dickhead.
That guy's abusive.
Yeah.
That's abusive.
But no one's ever taken it seriously. As a matter of fact, there's been times where someone's trying to talk to me and I was like, hey, I had to turn this way. I'm like, I'm almost deaf. And they've gotten like annoyed with me. Sorry, my hearing loss, a loss of one of my senses.
Here's where I feel
bothers you.
Here's where I feel really bad. My brother has a hearing issue. And I tell you right now.
I didn't even hear that. But I heard the weed whacker.
I'll tell you right now, and I don't say this to my brother often, it annoys the shit out of me.
I know.
When he can't hear me, it annoys me. But do you know when it... Okay.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject.
No.
Let's go with
this. Is a great...
Do you know when the injury happened to you? Was it an injury or just over time?
One day, I couldn't stand it anymore.
Coming up to 50 years old, was it just getting worse and worse?
It was... A couple years ago, I couldn't take it anymore. I said, I can't... And I just... No, I'm kidding.
Really?
No,
I remember when it happened to my brother. We were in high school, and we were coming down from the mountains, Big Bear Mountain, and his eardrum punctured. It was the elevation thing, and when I say punctured, stuff was coming out of his ear.
Like what?
First of all, we're all tired from the weekend, and we're rolling down the mountain, getting back into L.A., right? And it's quiet in the car.
Soft eardrums.
David, out of nowhere, screams in the car.
It felt like someone stuck a spike in
and
my
we're
ear.
all like, whoa, what happened? And then we look, and he's just bleeding out of his ear.
It's blood?
Yo. So
Placenta?
then
Is there placenta coming out of your ear?
he had a
What's
placenta coming out of it. Yeah, he aborted an ear baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a couple years later, when we were still doing music, we were in the music industry. We were at a recording session, and the regular engineer had the night off, and somebody else was doing it.
I thought we said we weren't going to talk about the music industry thing.
You're right. Dave had his headphones on because he was behind in the booth, and this guy pushed something, and everything came on full volume, and he had to like throw his headphones off, and then ever since then he's been annoying. He's been John. He's been annoyingly deaf.
Can I tell you what? I didn't hear any of what you just said, but can I tell you? I was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I was born with the hearing loss.
Well, then how do you know?
Dude, I can hear fine. And no, they gave me something was wrong, and they could
you
tell.
turn your head when someone's talking to you?
Yes, I always go like that.
Yeah, my brother does that.
So they, yeah, dude, we get it.
I want you guys
doing a podcast?
You know what? I want you guys to get one of those old school
deaf
ear
guys.
horns. I want you guys to walk around with those old school ear horns. And it's just like this big trumpet looking thing out of your ear.
We'll have a podcast. It'll
Yeah.
be called You Heard?
You heard? And it's just
Dude.
silent. It's silent for an hour.
Yeah.
Silent for an hour. Yo, miming the pod, dude. No, wait. It's so sad and so real and so sad and so real.
Just got canceled. He mimed a. Anyway,
He unalived mine. You have to say unalived.
so I know. And I actually kind of like that. I also love that they said a lot. I think I'm going to start using
Dude,
that. For me,
that's a lot.
Because you know what? That's a good thing for someone like me to say to get people off me. Just be like, dude, honestly, that's a lot.
Dude.
That's a great thing
Brent's
to say.
brother Matt used to go, too much.
I know. That's so funny.
Too much.
That's-
Or he would go, less.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, but that I
Brent-
can't do because that would be too condescending for
Brent
me to be
just
like, hey
did
man,
that
that's
to
a lot.
somebody. Brent just did that to somebody. Somebody was trying to be funny, too funny in a green room or something, and he just went, hey man, less. And he goes, dude, it felt so good. Because it hurts. You're like, oh, that means you just told me I'm way too much without saying it.
Yep. No, it's
less.
That's a really good thing, and it's also a way for someone to not be able to be like, he was a dick. When I was like, all I told him that the guy was being a lot. That's such a. I'm going to use that.
And that's a
I'm
true
going
story.
Full
Like,
Gen Z, man.
She said you're a lot. And then the tag at the end where I go, then I said vagina, and she got really upset. I didn't even say the real. I didn't even say pussy. I said the real word for it. And when I said it, that girl goes, "Whoa, that's aggressive." And that goes into what we're saying
too.
But that goes
aggressive is so manipulative.
But that goes into what we're saying. I know, right? But that goes into what we're saying about people being extra sensitive these days. If you think me saying vagina once was aggressive, don't watch a Red Fox special because you'll cry into death. I go, that's a lot. She goes, that's aggressive. And then the joke I say was like, I go, well, it's just weird because I wasn't like, give me your fucking vagina.
That's what. Yeah, if we have video of it, you're like, hey man, give me a vagina.
And I'm like this.
Yeah.
Freeze frame like this.
Like Jason.
Whoa, what is this?
This is.
And in quotes, stand-up comedian Jason Collings demands audience members' vagina while on stage.
Well, quickly back to the hearing loss so I can finish it because context is important. My mom kind of, they had an idea that something was wrong, so they had me tested.
Bet they did.
Layup after layup after layup I'm handing you.
John's not the middle kid, but he has middle kid syndrome. Go ahead.
No, I don't. I have only child syndrome,
You
actually.
do. That's true. And
That's
he's got
more
two
only
siblings.
child, but they're much younger.
Yeah.
It's a big age gap.
Yeah.
So then I had hearing loss because they gave me tests, and then it got a little bit worse around like middle school. And I haven't gotten tested in a while, and it's probably worse now. But that's why I've learned to listen through body language and
language.
and stuff like that.
Well, sign language
so
is
that's why I
body
can
language.
read people more than the average person because I can't always hear you.
Yeah.
I have to read your mind.
Whoa.
I'm a psychic.
So when you first met me, however,
Stop thinking that. Stop thinking that. David, that's funny.
So when you, when you first met me, what did you read? What did you think of me when you first met me? You thought I was famous. I know that.
When I first met you,
You know I was prematurely famous, right? Go ahead.
I just made that up.
No, prematurely.
I didn't really. I think at that time, because starting stand up, especially back then, I think I was more just in my own head about Like I just remember you were kind of in the group of older comics that I was starting to hang around.
Yes.
And that
you remember how I met you through? Which comic I met you through? Chris.
Yeah. And
Chris likes to collect weirdos, and he brought you around one day.
And we would all go to the diner together.
Yes.
And you
Diner.
were one of the comics. You were
Funniest.
we were always cool.
Funniest one at the
No,
table.
but you were a funny comic that was already
Funniest one at the
working.
table.
Like you were at the back then.
I was at the haha all the time.
I'm not saying anything bad about the haha, but like
I love the haha.
No, back then you'd be
Figure it
like,
out.
oh wow, you're on a weekend show at a club.
Right.
That's awesome. Like that's what you think. So I remember going to see
That's
you.
probably like
perform.
a 4-year comic, maybe 3-year comic.
I think you guys were, everyone I was hanging out with, like all you guys were somewhere in the 4 to 5 year range. You guys had a good core class.
We did.
I really didn't come up with, like, I came up with you guys. I didn't come up with
The people you started with.
there's no one I started with that.
Yeah. See, that's pretty crazy because most comics go, the group of guys that I started with, a lot of comics were like, I'm the only one left.
Isn't that,
Where
yeah.
my group was Dalia, Brent Morin, Amir K, Andrew Santino, like
Adam Ray. But here's the funny part about
Dr. Phil.
the funny part about that is also New York comics, the same era of you guys, have a core group.
Right.
It was DeStefano, it was like Scholes, it was all those guys, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Because Giulio Gallerati, like they all also are still around.
Yeah.
That
We would separate, do our own thing, but we would always end up at the diner at the end of the night or
I
something.
think more people stuck around. I think I started at the beginning of like the end of there being a real path. Because when you guys started, there was still very much a path.
It was great.
You if you were funny and
You got it.
Yeah.
You were funny, you got to the next step.
You got to the next step.
Yes, if you were funny, you got to the next step.
When I started,
And there was no preconceived notions about the other guy. Like if that guy was funny, that's who I want to hang out with.
Right.
I don't care if he's famous. I don't know if he's famous.
Right. Because being famous as a comedian, like I remember how funny I thought Dov Davidoff was, and I knew he had a bunch of specials.
Yeah.
And so I thought in my head, Dov's like famous.
Right.
Because he was comedy famous. Comedy famous wasn't mainstream famous. You could be a famous, super successful comedian and not even nowhere near a household name.
Right.
Now it's like you're either kind of like household name or bust is the feeling a little bit.
Pretty much.
And
the guys that are super successful now, that are my age, they're multimillionaires. Still not a household name.
Right.
And that's the thing that I jokingly said earlier. I was prematurely famous. The reason I said that is Brent Morin and Dalia would say that when I'd walk in the room, like, dude, you walk in like you're famous already. Like you have this, they're like, oh, prematurely
I do
famous.
remember that.
And then Amir.
Oh, I remember that
Sorry.
now.
I remember Amir K told me years after we were like already friends for years. We were hanging out at a club one night and he goes, dude, when I first met you, I thought you were already famous. And that's another difference between then and now. And I don't know why he thought that. I was doing a lot of shows and I never was like, headlining across the country and shit like that. But in town, I was getting booked a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to how it is now with social media. Because now you go, wonder if he's famous. And I could just look it up.
Yeah, and if it's not enough followers, then it's like, oh, this guy.
And the reason we thought each other were so great is because of our skill level.
Yeah.
It's because of what we were doing with the art on stage.
It really was true.
Now it's like, yo, that guy's funny, but how many followers?
If you saw someone that wasn't funny, and you'd be like, there's something, because I think there's something really off. I hate to say this, someone who's not funny and tries stand up, I think there's something a little off there if you're not funny.
Well, here's the thing.
But now if you're not funny, you can get a following and be like, but I'm a comic, and it's like.
And here's what goes back to this thing I always say, and you've heard me say it. I've said it so many times on so many podcasts. I truly believe that stand-up comedy is the least respected art form because it looks easy. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go take a class, even though people do. You don't have to. Comedy is one of those careers that you could just show up one day and start doing. And if you have enough know-how and enough money, to utilize social media
Yes.
and social media marketing, you're famous tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that when we started.
I just wonder if when we started, if it was
it was
now,
literally like, oh, I'm going to put you on, but you better be funny or you ain't coming back.
Well, yeah, they're
Now it's, I don't care if you're funny. How many people can you get to buy tickets?
yeah, and yes, and like they're being exposed to so much bad comedy that sometimes good comedy, I feel like,
Gets lost
is
in the
almost
shuffle.
confusing.
Here's
It's almost confusing.
I've expressed this fear lately so many times. My fear is what the young kids that aren't old enough to go to a comedy club are being shown as comedy.
Yeah, I know.
Online. That's where they're finding their comedy, and what the algorithm is pushing as funny. To me, I'm like, holy shit. That's why I jokingly said that last night. I go, I'm going to name my next special the opposite of funny, because if this is what people think is funny, that's not what I'm doing.
I've been writing a lot of unfunny lately. I'm going full unfunny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full on funny. I saw it last night.
Yeah, dude. My
Burn.
goal.
I bombed last night.
What did we used to? Did you really?
I don't know. I had fun, but I didn't crush.
Where was it?
I had a pretty.
It was in
I had
the, you had time.
pretty good set.
It was your show and you headlined it.
I didn't really
You did
watch your set though.
75 minutes.
I assume that
But
you
was
were-
that
It
in
was
the
fun.
lab?
I had fun. People were happy. They came up to me. They liked me.
Yeah.
But it was a weird
I
crowd. A lot of these new crowds. They're watching it like they're watching television or watching a video on their screen. So when you're at home watching comedy on your screen, you don't go ha 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 ha. You don't do that. You just go.
right.
And now people are watching live comedy like that. They're going, and I'm like, oh, they don't think I'm funny. And then after those, they're like, oh, you were great. I'm like, well, hey, maybe express that physically.
Also, there's something about I actually really I love doing the lab at the Improv because of that intimacy factor. But it can be a tough room
workout,
to
too.
pull it out of.
Yeah.
And because I've had sets in there where I'm like, and then I'll get off and like, you know, Rick, who was working sound, is a funny comic. He'll be like, dude, that was a great set. And I'll be like, I didn't think that was very good. He's like, what? And then people will be like, you were so good. And I'm like,
It's hard to read.
I didn't think it doesn't get the eruptions.
People are watching like they're watching a video on their computer or their phone. They're looking at us like we're a screen. That's why I see a lot of comics go, hey guys, you know this isn't a video. This is real. I can feel this.
You know, I worry that we've headed down this road of if the video is popular, somehow it's funny, and if it's not popular,
Yeah.
it's not funny.
Back to what you said in the beginning.
And that's a problem. It's like people jump on, oh, so many people have liked this and commented, this must be good. There's no free thinking. Or you can like watch a video and go, that's good, but I'm not registering it's good. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to help make something I like popular.
Oh my God,
We're
you just hit
falling
me
in
with that
line.
no free thinking.
We're falling in line to whatever's popular. And that is a very scary place to be when you can't decide for yourself what you like. We need to get away from that
I
because
mean, they use the word trending on these apps. This is what's trending. And that's a trend.
Can I tell you something?
No.
So to everyone, there's gardening outside, and I hate how loud everything is now. And I go, it's always been kind of like that, but like recycling trucks, garbage trucks, like everything's so loud.
Who's
I wanna. If I'm gonna tell you guys right now,
Go ahead.
if you don't hear from me, I'm fine. I found my peace. I have gone somewhere where there's nobody.
Oh, that sounds. See, I love my people
heavenly.
though. I got my kids and my wife.
Right.
You have
And
nobody.
maybe I'll
you have
take-
nobody, dude, and that's okay.
So sad.
So sad and so real. What did you say to me before the coffee shop?
I don't remember.
If
I
I
said
could go
something.
back. We were
Oh, I said the saddest, most realist thing at the cop. Just came to my mind. I was like, man, if I can get a do-over, I would start over raising my kids.
Yeah, I wish I could do it. I
wish I could have a do-over raising my kids.
Oh, yeah.
That was so sad, so real.
It's true, though.
And I wish I could maybe have a do-over and have already maybe had kids.
Part of me feels like I did something right because
They didn't kill anyone.
they didn't kill anybody. My youngest, who's 31, gonna be 31, is at the social media age. Just maybe a little older. Has no care in the world for it. He doesn't have a social media presence. He doesn't. My oldest kinda does once in a while, but they're not like living for their freaking devices and screens.
To be honest with you, I actually think there's pretty split. I think there are a lot of kids that actually aren't on it. I think there's a lot more. I've been looking into it more because I'll be arguing with a bot because they're getting so good now. There's bot farms. I think there's a lot. There's a theory.
You argue with them? Well, you like to argue, though.
I'll comment on something like, this is ridiculous. And it will be like a verified bot.
Right.
And then you'll go, oh, this isn't a person. This is like legitimately.
And you poured out your,
they're so
your heart.
Good.
And you poured your heart out, too.
I'm mad.
To nobody.
Alone in my room on my phone
with my baseball cards. You know he's a baseball card guy.
Yeah.
Well, not just baseball, like sports cards.
Yeah.
Do you have Poké Man?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You don't
Who's
know
the Poké Man?
Is
that like a sushi bowl?
It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Poké Man.
Hey.
It's a food truck.
And the Charizard.
Dude, that's a good. Somebody's gonna steal that. God damn it.
Poké Man.
The Poké Man.
Someone's got to already have that.
Yeah, it
It's
exists.
Charizard with a chef hat on.
Yeah. There's no. They have to dress. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But you can't. The likeness. You can't do that.
Yo.
But I have Star Wars stuff too. Star Wars cards.
Banging.
Oh, hell yeah. I have
You like
some.
Batman too.
I do.
You do have the bat signal in your apartment.
I do.
The other apartment that I saw.
Well, so for years, from the time I was in like third grade, I had this
you thought you were
one.
Batman.
We used to go out at night in third grade, and
Anytime John saw a spotlight, he goes, "They're calling." Like,
yeah. So I had the the Michael Keaton Batman poster.
Yeah.
I had that hanging over my bed since I was in like third grade, until now. I just stopped.
really?
Yeah.
What did Batman do to piss you off?
It was funny having it over my bed into my late 20s, even into my early 30s.
Right.
It was almost kind of became funny. Like if I had like someone I was seeing over, a girl over,
You can say girl.
they would be like, oh, they would think it was almost like, oh, this guy's like playful and then when I had it in New York, when I started to hit 35,
Yeah.
it started to be like, you good, dude? You know? And
Especially because it wasn't any recent. It was the '89.
it was just that above my bed, not much else. Actually, when I had my place in the city that I had from 2021 to 2022, which I hated, but people thought it was like nice. I didn't think it was.
That one you say, I like that one with the floor to ceiling windows and shit.
No, that was nice. That was in Westchester.
Nice. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was the one in the city. But
I went to that one.
I didn't have a lot of stuff in there because I was commuting to the baseball card shop a lot, which was in Westchester, and then so I didn't furnish it because I didn't know how long I was going to be in there for. So I just
You're
took
a
stuff
nomad, dude.
from my parents and like threw it in there. But if I had someone come back there, they would be like, "Are you like married?" And this is like, I one time had someone accuse me of it being like my like weird
Your side hoe apartment.
Like, yeah. And I was like,
Yo.
what?
Yo,
I have a
but
Batman
also-
poster.
But thanks for thinking I have that kind of money.
Yes, seriously. This is just what I can afford. A room with nothing in it and a Batman poster.
Oh,
and she's
shit.
here thinking, but people have, that's one thing about me that I really not liked. I think people think I have money. It sucks.
Well, good looking white guy.
They just like, oh, this guy's got money.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes on the walk back to the apartment, they would like stop at,
The good spots.
yeah, and I'd be like, nah, keep going.
It's not this one.
Yeah.
I think I'm in front of your house right now. Oh, cool. Is it pretty and nice? Yep, not that one. Keep walking. Keep
Well,
walking.
you want to know? So, and this has always happened to me. L.A. 2000. This might be 9. This might have been before I did stand up, because I moved out to L.A. in 2009 initially, and I was working at TV Guide Network. I
remember I did the show, Reels TV.
Yeah. When I first started stand up, I got a bunch of people. And then so I'm like 24 at this time, and I go on a date. She's probably like 21 or 22. Really, really pretty. Really blonde, like really pretty.
Sure.
And well, she ended up, I think, dating for a long time. She would post pictures on private jets, like some celebrity's like brother, whatever. Right after that.
Can't get the real thing. That's the next best.
So
David.
See, if I was single, that's what I would be Come on, Jay, get famous.
You want to get that runoff pussy.
So I go on a date with her. I pick her up. I'm driving a 2003.
Bragging.
2003 Toyota Camry.
No, wasn't it an Armada? What was that big car you had?
I never had a big car.
No, you had a car that wasn't a Camry, but it was like a
Dodge Dart?
No, was it the Toyota? Avalon. You had an Avalon, I thought.
Just said that?
Oh, sorry.
I had a Toyota Avalon.
I thought you said Camry.
No, I had a 2003 Toyota Avalon.
Got it.
And it had, for 2003, it would have been a nice car. It had some of the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Flagship car, man.
Yeah. Hey, guess how many doors it had?
Four. And
doors.
guess how many headlights worked? One.
So go ahead.
So I go to her door, and where she was parked, I had to park there was a little lot in the middle of the street kind of thing. So we're walking back to my car. She walks in front of me for some reason a little bit. We're walking to my car. She walks to the BMW parked next to my car and starts to try to go, and then looks at me unlock it. And I used to have a joke about it. It was one of my first jokes. And
That's great.
And I said to her, I look at her quickly and I go, all right, so I guess I'll just meet you there. And she goes,
Oh, you're going to drive too?
And she goes, what? I go, well, you're going to get in that car, so I'm just going to go. And I swear when she noticed what she did, it was done already.
Date was over.
We went to a nice sushi place where I got hooked up with this guy that I had met. In LA. And we went to Les Deux after it, which was one of the hot spots.
Yeah.
And we got in there because I knew people from TV Guide Network that got me in. And then she had some agent's assistants come there also, these dudes. And basically halfway through the night,
dudes, multiple, plural. When the date you're on.
No. She saw them there. I'm actually not remembering
I was
correctly.
going to say, when you're on a date and she invites two other guys.
I'm
done.
I'm not remembering this correctly. She saw them there, but ended up talking to them to the point where date was over.
You left and she didn't notice.
Basically.
Wow.
We still sat there and
text her
talked.
the next day and say, you owe me half the bill. Yeah.
Can I tell you another really funny Toyota Avalon story?
Yes.
So now cut to probably a year, probably almost 2 years I still have the car. This is probably almost 2011 maybe. And I had started doing stand-up already. So it's probably 2011. And my friend Cece and her friends were again, so at this point I'm probably 26 maybe. And they're a couple years younger. And they were the party girls went around to all the party. They knew everyone. So they came with me to the parlor. And Cece knew me from a friend from home. So the first night in LA, I hung out with her. We were friends. So she knew my car, but she was one of those people if she didn't know me the way she did, would probably have not gotten into the car. So at this point, not only is there one headlight, I think I fixed the headlight. When the AC turned on, it was for a little while.
Did it have that old car AC smell?
Yeah. So we're at the parlor. Now, Chris Harrison, who was the host of The Bachelor, Bachelorette at the time, was the co-host of one of the shows I worked on TV Guide Network. So I knew him, legit. And I saw him at the parlor with Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy. Mm-hmm. And I had met Seth at some of the carpets, But Chris remembered me. So I said, Chris, what's up? He goes, and he said, he's man, it's really cool. You're actually doing it. You're really doing stand-up. And then Seth, whether he remembered me or not, said hi and chatted a little bit. So the girls were kind of whoa, you knew them. So now we're leaving. And we're by the valet.
Oh, no.
And Seth MacFarlane is in line.
Oh, no.
He's behind me. The valet pulls my car. You hear, no. You hear screeching first. You don't see that.
That loose belt?
You hear the screeching coming up the valet.
I love it.
All of a sudden, the guy pulls up, and there's just this should have been washed Toyota Avalon. And Seth MacFarlane's sitting right next to me. The girls got embarrassed. The valet gets out and goes, whose car is this? And the girls go, that's not your car, right? Knowing it was.
Oh, no.
And I go, yeah, I don't know. And I stood there scared.
Did they take the car back?
I stood there scared. And they go, and he gets back in the car and pulls it off to the side. Behind it, oh no. Then I go to Seth MacFarlane. I swear on my life this happened. I go, What would you say? I swear to God, if I told you that was actually my car. This is true. Sam McFarlane goes, well, I'd say it's practical. And I'd say if those girls, and they can hear this, and I'd say if those girls get in the car with you, they like you. And
did the girls get in?
Well, yeah, they got in. That they actually like you. And then this brand new BMW freshly pulls up, and I go, I'm guessing that's your car? And he goes, yeah. And then he just drove off. And it was, to this day, it's such a funny story.
Here's what I do when I you remember my Camry? I had the headlight out and all that stuff. What I would do at valet, every time they would pull up and I'd go, again? This is the third time this week they bring me the wrong car.
Fine.
But it's here, so I might as well get in it.
Or you just take the keys, and you just go, I'm humble.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be back for the Roddy.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Dude, I'm gonna predict that this podcast is gonna blow up because it's just so sad and it's
and
so
you know
real.
what those last stories were? They were so sad and so real. Yeah.
I'm Jason Collings.
John Campanelli.
Thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
It's so sad.